Hey everybody, today I'm going to show you some sanding. I had a lot of people ask on the last post how I get all the sanding off, so I'm going to show you. I got the Porta-Cable Super Sander. I don't have any dust collection for this one, so I'm going to have to wear my mask for this. But then of course I follow up with the Festool Rotex, and of course the Festool ETS 125. These two are for my fine sanding, and the big boy just kind of gets all this, excess epoxy out really fast. So here we go. Alright, so again I got all the heavy access epoxy off of the Super Sander, and I used 80 grit so you can see these gnarly scratches. I'm going to start out with abranet 120 on the Festool Rotex and work these out from there. And I'll probably work with the Rotex for a while. I'll go with the heavy circular patterns, and then I'll go to a vibrating mode on the Rotex. And once I get to the vibrating on the 120, I'll switch to the ETS, and again I'll take the 120 on the ETS, go over just one more time just in case, and then I'll go to the 220, the 320, the 400, the 600, the 800, and then if I'm feeling a little sexy, I'll go farther than that. But here we go. Alright, as you can see, the Rotex makes quick work of that 80 grit scratches. So now I got left is just a little bit of 120 from the Rotex. Okay, so that was the Rotex on orbital mode, and we're going to go with the smaller guy, the ETS. The reason why we go to orbital on the Rotex on 120 is to get rid of those big swirl 120 scratches from the Rotex in the first start. Why? Because it's easier to see the 120 scratches that way than it is if you were to start sanding automatically with this guy. If you just automatically get 120 and you start sanding away at this, don't get me wrong, you're definitely going to make the area smooth. It's going to look perfect. But as soon as you start getting to these finer grits, those 120 scratches that you may have missed will come back out, and then you're like, uh-oh, time to go back down. So, here we go with the little guy. Alright, so that's 120. Now we're going to drop down to 220 or drop up, whichever way. And we're going to continue this process till 800 and see how it looks. Now when sanding up to your finer grits, what you're looking for to make sure you're doing a good job, that's what I usually look for, is coarser scratches, but in your epoxy. Now your epoxy is going to have this snowed over look. You got to make sure it's even, even snowed over the whole area. So you can kind of wipe that away. Another thing is always make sure you clean your area before you start another grit, because you're carrying around those 120 grit scratches with you. So start at 220. And we'll go from there. Here we go. Alright, so that's 220. And we're going to go ahead and clean the area off again. I'm just using a little rag with some paint thinner on it. So you're going to start seeing the epoxy start to get a lot clearer over and over the more times I get to it. And of course you can definitely feel how smooth it is. So we're going to go with 320. Okay, that's 320. Now we're going on to 400. When you start getting to 400, you're really going to start to see where you missed. So 400 is kind of your show grit. All right, that's 400. Now we're going on to 6. Okay, that's 6. Now for 800. Now you can see how it's starting to, everything's starting to get a whole lot more shiny, which is awesome. That's what you're looking for, is the feel of it and the way it looks. So, and I was thinking, well, 120 it started looking really good. Yeah, you're right, it did. It's player's choice. I mean, whether you want to look at 120 or you want to look at 600, it just depends on how you want it to look. All this is my own technique, so you might have a better one. I'm just kind of giving a little video of how I do it. All right, here we go, last one. Okay, so that's 800. I'm feeling really good about it. Like I said, as you can see, everything's starting to look really, really clear. That's what you're looking for. It's the clearness of the epoxy and the shininess of the wood. So I'm gonna go ahead. So I'm using odies oil. I really like odies oil. Super easy to apply. And when I'm sanding really, really fine, it just brings everything to life. That's just kind of show you how it looks. So, and as you can see, it looks really, really good. And then everyone, is how we sand our pieces down and make them look so good. Particular about our sanding, and we like to make it as perfect as possible. With odies oil, it's super easy to apply. It doesn't take a long time to dry. I let it sit here for 30 minutes and I come back over and I'll buff it all off with a rag, and then it looks just like this. So it's super easy and it's not hard to work with. And like I said, the piece of wood looks absolutely stunning. Thanks everybody, I appreciate it. I hope you liked my video. Please follow me. I'm actually going to be starting a YouTube channel. If you could hop on over to Dillweedscustomwood on YouTube and follow me. I'm going to be putting a bunch of videos on there and how-tos and stuff. I'm working on it. I'm only using my phone right now, so I'm trying to get a camera that is a little bit easier to work with and easier to edit and stuff. So thanks everybody, have a great day.